Yo, gamers, what's going on? Welcome to Gamer Nation. I'm Jaeson.
And I'm Jessamyn, and today we are going to show you how to make a simply marvelous quiche Lorraine using just 2 pine cones, 1 pie tin, and a 1-ton blue spotted egg.
Jessamyn, what on earth are you talking about? I'm sorry, guys. Jessamyn's getting a little weird on us today. She might have confused us with the food channel. But we actually do have a plate full of goodness for you guys today. On the reviews, we have Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. We also got coming up your favorite first-person shooter, Halo, and another review for Beyond Good and Evil, so stay tuned. It's going to be a rockin' show.
So what, no quiche Lorraine?
No quiche Lorraine. You guys, check this out. All right, guys, despite what you guys think, trust me, Ratchet and Clank going Commando is not about a bunch of guys who don't like to wear underpants, all right? It's actually the sequel to Ratchet and Clank Part 1, which is a 3D platformer, kind of like Jak 2, but this time around, it's kind of like an RPG, kind of a shooter. It's pretty slick, so it's kind of more adult, edgier, got some new weapons, some new graphics, and my man Doug from IGN, tell me a little bit about Ratchet, what do you know about it, and has the game changed for the better?
Well, like you said, it's a 3D platformer. So you run around, you jump on stuff, you bonk stuff with your butt. But now there's a whole lot more in terms of weapons. There's a big armory. There's more of an RPG aspect to the game. So you're building your character. You're getting these really great weapons that aren't kind of cheesy and silly. They're really powerful. And there's a phenomenal amount of bonuses. So it's sort of everything the first was and all the things you wished it was. And now it's in the game.
So it's basically just matured. Now, would you say, does it look any better?
Yeah, there's all sorts of things moving on the screen. If you saw the first one, it was very well animated. There's lots of things going on, but now there's more laser effects, there's more lighting, there's all sorts of things moving on the screen at once. It's just a very pretty, very polished game.
So, Doug, what would you rate Ratchet and Clank?
I would say that this is a much better game than last year's game. For people who don't like platformers, this may actually bring them in. It's darker, it's a deeper game. I would say it's probably one of the best platformers of the year. So I'd say it's a must-buy.
Wow, must-buy from Doug, one of the best platformers of the year. And over to my left is, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Jared, and I'm from Berkeley, California.
Cool, so just playing the game, what'd you think?
Well, I thought it was pretty good.
So what would you say? Recommend or rent it first?
Well, I recommend it, but it wasn't like a must-buy.
All right, so it's kind of a mix. We got a balance here. Jessamyn, what do you got over there? What's it looking like?
I'm over here with fully armed fighter Ari from Berkeley to get his review on this game.
It's a pretty fun game. I definitely recommend it. You're basically a spy who runs around with weapons, doing missions, and killing evil robots and stuff. I'd definitely say rent it first, but if you want to, you could buy it.
Great, so we got a rent it first rating for Ratchet.
All right, gamers, you guys, don't get me wrong. I'm serious. I really do love Sega to death, but sometimes you guys got to think, like, where the heck did they come up with some of these crazy ideas for games? I mean, think about it. You got, like, a ridiculously fast hedgehog, like a dolphin saving planet Earth from aliens, and a talking fish. I don't know who comes up with this crazy stuff. My theory is possibly Japanese insane asylums, but we'll talk about that in another show. Anyways, up next is the arcade action game, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, and basically you're like a little kid in a egg chicken suit pushing around an egg, and yeah, it gets a little bit weirder, and I'm actually going to ask my man Fran from IGN just how weird this game gets. I mean, who came up with this Billy Hatcher idea in the first place?
Yeah, the creator is Sonic Team, that's the developer, and the creator was Yuji Naka. He's come up with Sama de Amigo, some other really weird games, so it's no surprise that it's weird.
For the game itself, so what do you actually do? I mean, you're pushing around an egg, for real?
Yeah, it's Billy Hatcher is the name of the character, and his giant egg, it's pretty self-explanatory. He pushes around this giant egg, and the idea is he does a bunch of different things with it. He solves puzzles, it's got some speed to it, it has some action elements, so it's a pretty good mix of platforming and action.
So what do you think about the visuals? Are they finger looking good or what?
Ooh, they are pretty tasty. They're not as good as I would hope they would be. But yeah, they're really sharp. Sonic Team is always really good at its textures, and it's a really clean-looking game. I'm going to have to say rent this one first. It's a really good kids game, as you can see by the theme. It's definitely aimed for them, and it's got an awesome multiplayer mode, so you got to check that one out. Rent it. Check it out if you like it. Definitely pick it up.
All right, possibility here. Rent first, and over to my left is, what is your name?
Bobby.
And where are you from?
San Jose.
San Jose. So what'd you think of the game?
Really weird.
So what would you rate it?
Rent first.
We got 2 rents first, so definitely you guys want to check out this one weird one. And Jessamyn, over there, are we getting a weird rating too?
I am over here with fellow female gamer Marisa from San Jose to get her review on Billy Hatcher. So Marisa, what do you think?
I thought the game was a letdown because it wasn't very interesting and you're just pushing around an egg. That's all you keep doing the whole game. It's pretty repetitive and it wasn't very fun.
Looks like we got a bit of a letdown here from Billy Hatcher.
Hey, I'm Gigi, your guide to the underground world of video gaming. With all the cheats you could ever hope to see this side of a political convention. Well, today I'm going to show you how to defy the laws of gravity and how to earn infinite energy in downhill domination. Downhill domination. Who would have thought that riding bikes downhill would be so tough? Well, things are about to get a little easier with these here cheats. Okay, here we go. First off, begin a race and enter up, triangle, down, X, left, circle, right, square to access the cheat screen. Do this right and you'll see cheats unlocked flash on your screen. Now you can enter the good stuff. To be able to perform mega flips, enter right, up, right, square. To enable anti-gravity, enter down, triangle, square, square, up. Yeah, to heck with you, laws of physics.
All right, gamers, next up, Beyond Good and Evil. Now, this is the highly anticipated, pretty much for me, and hopefully most of you guys out there, Beyond Good and Evil from Ubisoft, same team that brought us Rayman. It's going to be supposedly a pretty good game, so I don't know if it's going to meet up to its expectations, but one question, for any of you guys out there, if you guys can tell me who that little pink piggy-looking thing chasing the main character around is, go to the website. But for over here to my left, I got Cory from IGN. Now, just tell me, first of all, before we talk about Pigman, what is the connection between Ubisoft and Rayman in this game?
Well, it's from the same creative genius who brought us the Rayman series, Michel Ancel. He's a French guy. He's very, very smart, and now he's working on Beyond Good and Evil, and it's a pretty interesting project. The whole focus of the game is on a conspiracy. You play as Jade, she's a reporter, and the whole point is to uncover conspiracy types.
So do you get to use a camera as a reporter? Or?
Definitely, and that's a big part of the game, actually, going around taking pictures, and that's part of how you earn your money in the game. It's kind of a cool inventive system they came up with.
All right, so here's the big question. Who's the pink pig?
I'm not going to reveal it. It's something you need to find out for yourself when you play the game.
All right, sweet, man. So I heard this is also on your wish list for Christmas. What's your rating?
Oh, absolutely. This isn't quite a must-buy, but I'd say it's definitely recommended, possibly highly recommended.
Sweet deal, man. So we're going to go with Jessamyn and find out what the consumer thinks on this game right here.
Jason, I am over here doing my own investigative reporting. I've got Terry here all the way from Canada to review Beyond Good and Evil. So tell me, Terry, was it worth the trip?
Pretty good graphics overall. I like the combat system when you're fighting that boss at the beginning. Probably I'd rent it first, though.
Okay. So we got to rent it first all the way from Canada for Beyond Good and Evil.
All right, gamers, a long-awaited PC version of the Xbox Classic. What else? It's Halo coming back at you, but this time, you guys, on the PC. I know you guys are thinking, well, it's Halo, big deal. We've all played Halo. But think about it, you guys. You got new weapons. You got multiplayer gaming options. It's Halo, man. It's the best first-person shooter out there. You got to get it for your PC, or maybe not. I don't know. Let's talk to Tal from IGN to let us know the skinny on Halo for the PC.
Well, you guys probably already know about Halo. You know, it's been on the Xbox, really popular there. Great first-person shooter. You play as Master Chief still, Marine, going up against the Covenant aliens. Pretty much the same as on the Xbox with a few new options.
Okay, so as far as a few new options compared to the Xbox, what are they?
Well, the big thing here is multiplayer. On the PC now, you can hook up and really blow up your friends and capture the flag, team deathmatch, that kind of thing. Got some new maps in there, some new weapons, some new vehicles. So all that combines into a brand new experience for online. I'd say it's a recommendation. You know, there's so many first-person shooters out there on the PC. It's not super original. A lot of you probably played it on the Xbox already, but still a really good game. I would get it for the online multiplayer alone.
So if you guys are into multiplayer gaming, but right here, it seems like it's a recommendation before you got a must-buy. So Jessamyn, let us know what is the verdict on the consumer side.
I am here with Windsor local Steven to get his verdict on the Halo PC version. Steven, what are your thoughts?
Well, I love the Xbox version. I mean, the game is so good. Just holding the disc could probably just give you this great sense of satisfaction. And I have to say that for the PC, it's a must-buy, but only if you have the right equipment. Otherwise, get it for the Xbox.
So apparently you don't need to be playing multi-massive players to enjoy this game. We give it a must-buy.
Any gamer worthy of the name has played the original Half-Life. And though we're well past the intended September ship date for the sequel, our enthusiasm and expectations are still white hot. Looking at the game, it's not hard to see why. Instead of racing through the hallways of a massive research facility, you'll now be facing a new alien threat in an expansive European-style city. A fantastically realistic physics system and a gorgeous engine make the game world seem eerily real. And the range of expressions and behaviors that the characters are capable of will only heighten the sense that you're playing through a real world. Add plenty of cool new weapons and some truly terrifying alien enemies, and it's not hard to see why we're so excited about the title. It's been a while since Valve's offered us anything new, but as it stands now, it looks like Half-Life 2 will be well worth the wait.
All right, guys, following hot on the heels of the critically acclaimed NBA Street Volume 2, EA Big is expanding its over-the-top street sports series to include that most extreme of sports, football. Now, if you're the kind of person who thinks that helmets are for wussy little girls, well, NFL Street 2004 may be the game for you. Like NBA Street, NFL Street takes the sport out of the arena and into the, well, street. Like any respectable street game, most of the rules of football are thrown way out the window. I mean, you guys can forget about offsides, safeties, or holding penalties. The only rule here is that you gotta look cool while you're beating the living tar out of your opponent. This is a game that positively drips with style. I mean, from the ridiculously exaggerated special moves to the licensed hip-hop and rock soundtrack. I mean, it's obvious that a lot of work is going into making sure that nobody's going to confuse this game with Madden or Game Day. Just because the game's not exactly realistic, though, doesn't mean that you can't play as your favorite NFL star. From current players to greats like Barry Sanders, there are over 300 NFL players here for you to choose from. And if none of these guys suit your fancy, check it out, man. You can always use the Create a Player feature to make yourself an NFL street star.
Up next, we've got a Koopa-sized handful of cheats for Mario Golf. And if you ever wondered whether or not Yoshi would score par on a Legend of Zelda-themed golf course, you won't want to miss it. Hey, I'm back. Now for those Mario Golf codes I promised you. Here's how you unlock some bizarre new tournaments for Luigi in the game. First, you need to go to the cheat menu. Do this by holding down Start and Z at the main menu screen. Now go to Password Tournament and enter the following codes. For the Camp Hyrule Tournament, enter OEKW5G7U. For the Mario Open, enter GG. Hey, that's my name. Okay, it's GGAA241H. For the Hollywood Video Tournament, yeah, like the video store, enter BJGQBULZ. And finally, enter CEUFPXJ1 to access the target bullseye. Whew, that's a whole lot of Mario.
MMORPGs. You might not know what that word means. You may have heard it a lot. It stands for Massive Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Games. And those are online games, role-playing, that you can meet up with other people, explore, chat, and go on adventures. I'm here at IGN with Steve, Tal, and Jeremy. We're going to initiate you into the world of online role-playing games. So, Tal, what makes a popular online role-playing game?
But you really have to have solid gameplay elements. I mean, let's face it, a lot of the MMOs that have come out have been, quite frankly, boring. So the ones that have been really popular are the ones that give the players a lot to do. Also, it's a lot about the social aspects of the game. People, with thousands of people online, people playing all over the world, you kind of want to catch up with your friends, you know, find out what they're doing, and that's a good place for it. So you've got to allow for those kind of things.
Great. And EverQuest 2, that's the much-anticipated sequel to the 99 version. What changes can we expect?
First off, you can expect a big visual upgrade. EverQuest didn't really look as good as a lot of the single-player games that were coming around out at the same time, but EverQuest 2 has really raised the bar on graphics for MMOs and looks just as good, if not better, than the single-player games that we're seeing coming out now. And also, they're adding this concept of pocket dungeons, which are all about getting your party into their own private little dungeon to be able to adventure and kill monsters without having to worry about other people overrunning you while you're in there. It's something they're trying out with the expansion pack to the original EverQuest, but they should be fully implemented in the sequel.
Great. World of Warcraft was traditionally an RTS. How did Blizzard handle the transition into an MMO?
Well, they've got a talented team of developers that are good at just making good games, and they're able to leverage that with the MMO. Additionally, Warcraft is one of the most storied universes in all of gaming, so there's a wealth of source material they can draw upon. And they're definitely going to keep the geography and history of this world consistent with the titles that people have already played. But it'll be a big kick for people to actually participate in that now from a ground level perspective.
What can gamers expect from World of Warcraft?
A lot of polish, like with all Blizzard games. They've long been known for setting the standard in the industry for really great production values and really clean games. And they're definitely carrying that tradition through with World of Warcraft. So gamers are going to find a game that's very stable, very clean, but also very sophisticated.
Wow. Final Fantasy XI, this is one of the first MMOs released for console. What effect do you think that's going to have on the industry?
It's going to have a really profound effect. A lot of console games have tried to go the MMORPG route before, but have never really gone as ambitious as this one. It's going to have the Final Fantasy license, which is the most popular RPG series in the world, and it's going to try a lot of new things that no other console RPG has tried. You're going to be able to actually unify lands, create kingdoms of your own, and invent new jobs for yourself. Yeah.
And we know Final Fantasy XI has already been released in Japan. What is the American release going to have?
It's actually going to have quite a few things that the Japanese version doesn't have. For one, we're going to get the Rise of Zerat expansion pack already built in. Japanese gamers had to buy that extra. Not to mention, we're going to have the ability to actually play with Japanese gamers via a built-in translator over the internet. Plus, PC gamers can play PS2 gamers and pretty much interact with each other as if they were just down the street. It's pretty cool.
Wow. Well, thanks, Jeremy.
You're welcome.
Well, that was the inside scoop for MMORPGs. Stay tuned.
Get those pens and paper ready, because I'm coming back with a pair of Tron 2.0 cheats that are going to make you the envy of all your friends. Well, unless they're watching too, right? Okay, I'm back, and it's time to start cheating our way through Tron 2.0. Are you ready? Good. To unlock all the weapons, full health, and full energy, hit the talk key and enter MPKFA. Yep, it's that easy. If you're having trouble getting past a particular level, here's a handy little code that will allow you to skip any level. Just hit the talk key and type MPNAPHOLE. Well, there you go. And if you're still having trouble with the game after all those cheats, maybe you should go back to Speak and Spell. Well, that's all I have for you today. But I can't wait to cheat with you again next time on Gamer Nation.
Jackie Chan meets Crouching Tiger meets Matrix.
Meets Mary Lou Retton, meets the Olympics. Exactly.
Roger, open and clear.
Dude, Jess, did you see that kid in the arcade, man? He was like pushing this thing around, and like he was like pushing it, and like he gave it to me. completely, like willingly. And if he comes back in here again, I'm telling you, that kid, if he tells you anything different, he's a complete egg-rolling liar.
Jaeson, you need help.
What, eating this egg? No. I don't know. I guess it could go good with bacon, but you know what would go really good with this egg? That little pig-looking guy from Beyond Good and Evil. Have you seen him around?
Uh-huh. So anyways, come back next week where we're going to show you how to make an eggplant lasagna using Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Michelangelo with just asparagus, 1 teaspoon, extra virgin olive oil, and a broken down Atari 2600.
Game over.
I'm over here with fellow female gamer Mari Soates, who came up all the way from San Jose to review Billy Thatcher for us. What did you think? Thatcher. I'm over here with fellow female gather... That too.
One more time. 5, 4.
I am over here with fellow female gamer Mariso to review Billy Hatcher. Billy Thatcher. Hatcher!
Yo, gamers, what's going on? Welcome to Gamer Nation. I'm Jaeson.
And I'm Jessamyn, and today we are going to show
www.gamernationtv.com. Gamer Nation is produced by Our Tribe Productions in association with IGN Entertainment.
Hey, if you guys got problems understanding this gamer vocabulary,
go to www.gamernationtv.com and check out the Gamer's Dictionary.